Who's on the iPhone?
Ryan Rankin.
Mr. Lee? Where did you go?
Got it.
Good morning, Mr. Lee. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Miguel Martinez, file number 22-01218, council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor, City of Lansing, Greg Benford.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Miguel Martinez.
Okay, Mr. Martinez, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, today was the date that we reset this matter for pre-trial for a no ops, and the defendant was trying to get his license reinstated and at the time seeking some employment at our last court date. How are we proceeding at this time?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Martinez reports that he has been looking for employment and has been contacted by a couple of employers. He ran into a snag in that he is missing his state ID and doesn't have a birth certificate. So his mom is taking him, he says, to get his birth certificate. Hopefully we'll be able to do that tomorrow, which will allow him to get his state ID, which will allow him to take advantage of these employment opportunities that he has applied for. He needs the job to be able to pay off the fines imposed to get his license restored. I told him that we would ask the court for one more adjournment, 30 days, for him to get his documents and his job lined up. Please, the court.
February 12th at 8:30. February 12th at 8:30. Do you have any questions from the court, for the court today, Mr. Martinez?
You said what day? I'm sorry.
February 12th.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
None for the city, thank you.
Nothing for the defense.
You're all set, Mr. Martinez.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Same to you. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Ryan Marie Rankin, file numbers 23L2814131 and 132. Appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. City of Lansing appears by Greg Dunker.
Your Honor, Assistant Public Defender John Lee, appearing on behalf of Ryan Rankin.
Okay, Ms. Rankin is present via Zoom. Today was the day we reset pre-trials. One was for failure to display ops. The other was for text messaging first. And then we reset this because she wanted to get her license cleared. How are we proceeding?
That is accurate, Your Honor, and she has made arrangements with the Secretary of State to begin the process of getting her license. Today at, I think she said it was 1:30 p.m., she will be going to the Secretary of State to take the written test.
That's correct, Ms. Rankin? You're muted, ma'am.
I apologize. Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
How much time are you looking for?
Probably at least 30 days, Your Honor. I think she has to drive for 30 days before she can take the written test.
5 days. February 26th at 8:30. Do you have any questions for the court today, Ms. Rankin?
No, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, any additional matters for the record today?
Not for the city, thank you.
Nothing for the defense, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you February 26th, ma'am.
Thank you.
Much more, Ms. Parker. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus China Nicole Roberts and file numbers 23-03004 and 23L2774592. Council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. City of Lansing appears by Greg Dunker.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of China Roberts.
Ms. Roberts, you need to start your video.
I'm unable, it's not letting me access my camera.
Oh, well, then you can appear in person.
You said appear in person?
Correct. If you don't have a device that provides you the opportunity to take advantage of the privilege, not a right, to appear via Zoom, then you appear in person.
So I have to come up there because my camera doesn't turn on.
That's correct. You have a court appearance. I'm not conducting a
Please, on my
conference
phone.
call. Okay,
Okay.
what time can you get here?
Probably like 10 o'clock.
Okay, I'll reset your matter for 10 o'clock today.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Ready with Ms. Randall's already?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. On the record, in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Tashara Randalls, file numbers 23-01600. Council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. City of Lansing appears by Greg Bunker.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Tashara Randalls.
And this was added to the file. It's August this morning.
No, Your Honor. The letter that was forwarded to the court this morning was forwarded in regard to sentencing. Even though it was written in August, the decision was made to hold off until sentencing, as the letter was, quite frankly, for the court to understand her better.
Okay, so today was the date and the time that was set for sentencing. I do have a pre-sentence report with a recommendation. And Ms. Randalls, you can hear us, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mr. Lee, you received a copy of the report. It was prepared back on December 19th.
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Do we need to make corrections, updates, or deletions?
No corrections, updates, or deletions.
Okay, give me a moment because this letter was added to the file this morning. Okay, I reviewed the letter. I've also reviewed the pre-sentence report. And I have a copy of the finished driving record for criminal history. You can proceed with allocution, Mr. Lee.
I think one of the things that comes through in the letter is that Ms. Randalls is a hardworking person. It shows to me that she has been working since she was 12 years old. Right now, she spends her days working very hard, taking care of 3 children, her own that are 12 and 9. She's also guardian of a 2-year-old. She is currently pregnant and actually expecting another child. So she has a lot on her plate and works hard every day in that capacity. That being said, she admits, quite frankly, that she made a mistake on the day in question. She has taken responsibility for it. She wishes to engage with the court and probation to help get this resolved and to demonstrate to the court that she is a very serious person and very serious about her life. and will not make that same type of mistake again. Therefore, Your Honor, we ask the court to consider something shorter than 8 months of probation, perhaps something more along the lines of 5 months probation. We believe that she will be able to demonstrate to the court her sincerity and her ability to refrain from alcohol and or any substances during that time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Reynolds. Did you want to make a statement on the record today?
Sure, if I may.
You may.
Thank you, Your Honor. This has been real hard for me, dealing with this whole OWI. It's very scary. I've never been through anything like this in my life. So I do want to take control or accountability for my actions for that day. I'm just hoping that the consequences could just be something that I could hereby today. And that's it. That's it for me.
I reviewed again your letter that you provided to the court. Explaining, or I guess it was submitted for the purpose of explaining the underlying incident. I think at the time that it was written, I'm not sure if that was the intent, but nonetheless, that is what is being used for now. And I understand that you have a sordid background and you've experienced some hardship or some anxiety and some other areas that of concern that are affecting your family life. And I can appreciate that when you're in those situations, sometimes you don't think with a clear mind and that you may not make the best decisions. But I can't discount the fact that this is a drunk driving charge that was a relatively high blood alcohol level. I mean, there was a rollover accident, I believe, as it relates to this. This is a situation that you could have taken your own life. And so I'm thankful that you did that today, take accountability. I wasn't sure that that was where we were heading when I read this letter. I'm going to be quite frank. That letter did not showcase your willingness or your understanding of where you went wrong. Your statements in court today do help me understand that a little bit further. I think your statements also are consistent with some of the information that you maybe shared during the time of your substance abuse assessment. At no time should you allow issues or circumstances in your family life, that being, whatever's going on in your co-parenting, to cause you to make poor decisions that could take you away from your children permanently, or put you in a situation where you're not even physically capable of caring or loving on your children in the capacity that they need you to be there for. I recognize you're a hardworking individual and that you have a business and you have children, and that's what we want. We want for you to have a wellness that'll provide you the opportunity to flourish in those areas. But I can't do that if I don't. You can't do that if I don't hold you accountable for your actions. And so, based on what was reported in your assessment, the probation department believes that you had a moderate high risk, and so that probation services was appropriate. I recognize you're pregnant now, and so typically when you're pregnant, those risks are not necessarily as high because you're housing a child right now in your womb, and so we'd hope would not be engaging in the use of substances that would be harmful But what we're concerned about is your long-term success and your ability to make good decisions in the future that won't put you back before the criminal justice system for anything similar to this or worse, that won't put you in a grave. The recommendation for probation was to put you on a term of 8 months probation. I believe that that's appropriate under the circumstances. I'm going to adopt the recommendation. You will be sentenced as follows. 1 day Ingham County Jail, credit for 1 day. 8 months probation. While on probation, you're not to use, purchase, or possess any alcohol, marijuana, or controlled substance that you do not have a valid prescription for, okay?
Okay.
You will be required to submit to random preliminary breath testing and urinalysis testing. You're responsible for the cost associated with that. You are not to be at any bars or nightclubs while on probation. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You must attend the victim impact panel within 90 days of today's date, and then you need to provide verification of that to your probation officer. I'm going to order that you maintain your employment. You're not to engage, purchase or possess a firearm, ammunition, or weapon of any kind. You're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. You have any questions so far?
No.
The $30 per month oversight fee that you're responsible for while on probation. There's a $75 crime victim rights fee per statute, which must be assessed, plus a $50 state minimum cost that also must be assessed per statute. You owe the Lansing Police Department $918.38 for the costs associated with responding to this incident. 8 months of probation will be $240. I'll waive discretionary fines and costs because you got a pretty substantial amount of cost already. Your total is $1,283.38, and you'll be making monthly payments on that, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions about your fines and costs?
No.
Lastly, there is a advice of rights as to probation. It says you've been sentenced to a term of probation in the 54A District Court. Your probation conditions have been individually tailored and are specific to assess your specific needs and risks, except for domestic violence, criminal sex crimes, or stalking offenses, or an offense where the defense of guilty but mentally ill was asserted. You may be eligible for early discharge from probation. So you would have the following rights. You have the right to request early discharge from probation once you've completed half of the term ordered by the court, so long as you don't have any violations within those 90 days preceding your request. Your probation officer may, but is not required to, file a notice with the judge once you become eligible for early discharge. The probation officer must send to you and the prosecuting attorney, which in this case is the city attorney's office, a copy of such notice. The city attorney's office would have 14 days after receipt of the notice to file any written objections to your early discharge. You can make your own request for early discharge from probation. Again, once you've completed all the required programming and you have not violated within the 3 months prior to your request, you would send a copy of your request for early discharge to probation and to the city attorney's office. The city attorney's office has 14 days from receipt of that request to file any written objections. If a hearing is scheduled to address your request for early discharge, you have the right to hire an attorney to represent you. You do not have the right to court-appointed counsel for any hearing for early discharge. Lastly, you may make your request for early discharge by completing a notice regarding eligibility for early discharge. That's the NC 512 form. That form is on the court's website, or you can get that form from your probation officer, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions so far?
No.
Okay, you'll check in with probation. They'll go over our, my order, and you'll have an opportunity to review and sign that and get that back to the court, and then begin your probationary term. Has your address or phone number changed since the time you were arraigned?
Yes.
Okay, what is your new address?
6143 Harmondad Court.
Okay, that's what we have here in our file. Okay, so we do have an accurate address for you. So that should be fine. Any additional matters for the record today, counsel?
None from city.
Nothing for the defense. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good luck to you, ma'am. You're all set for today.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Fickling?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor.
Okay, good morning.
Sorry.
Are you ready to proceed on Estabel?
Yes, Your Honor. I would ask to speak with Mr. Vinker for a few moments.
Okay, well, we'll have to reset this. Mr. Vinker is in the courtroom. We're running a
Oh.
docket right now, so I will reset that and you can speak to him outside of the court when he's not here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let's see.
Yes, I was working with
No.
Mr. Staples, and I would like to speak with Mr. Vinker now since he's handling the case. So, thank you for that.
No problem. I get that. And I know you were in another courtroom today.
Yes, Your
we'll
Honor.
If
My
I may,
apologies.
before we hop, just for Mr. Figlин's benefit, Matt copied me on those emails and I've seen what you've submitted so far, so we can talk later today or tomorrow and probably.
Okay. All right. I'll give you a call later today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
February 5th. Does February 5th work for you, Mr. Fickling, at 9:30?
Oh, let me check my calendar just 1 second, Your Honor.
No problem.
Yeah, that works fine, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll reset it to that date and time. Mr. Escobar, do you have any questions today? Oh,
You're
you're
muted.
muted.
Sorry, Your Honor, not at this time.
Okay, well then you're all set for today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a
No
good day,
problem.
everyone.
Same to you.
Thank
Let's see. Ellen Boss was adjourned. Um. Last year. Oh, okay. Reset Ellen Boss. Be February 5th at 9. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus John View, file number 23-01605. Council appearance.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of John View.
Mr. View, can you hear me? You're muted, by the way. Your device is muted, Mr. View?
Is it working now?
Yes, it is. Thank you. Okay, today was the date and the time that was set for sentencing. I do have a pre-sentence report. It was prepared on January 4th. Did you get a copy of that, Mr. Lee?
I did, Your Honor.
Okay, do you need to make updates, corrections, or deletions?
We do not make updates, deletions, or corrections.
Okay, you can proceed with allocution.
Thank you, Your Honor. We would ask the court to consider that Mr. View has no criminal history. He reports that he has not consumed any alcohol since his arraignment. He does have a full-time job. He works at Ship Group in Charlotte. They build trucks. He's been there full-time for the last 8 months and plans to continue to work there. We asked the court to consider that prosecutor felt comfortable to reduce this to a impaired driving. And limit the amount of time as much as possible to the court's discretion that Mr. View has to spend on. Thank you.
Does your client want to make a statement?
Would you like to make a statement, Mr. View?
I'm not sure what to say. This is all new to me. So I just want this to get over as fast as possible. And I think that's about it.
I reviewed the pre-sentence report as well as the defendant's criminal history. There's obviously nothing there other than this conviction. The concerning portion for the court is that this is a situation that I recognize that the city attorney felt comfortable reducing it, but the blood alcohol content was 0.31. You know how many times above the legal limit that is?
No, I do not.
Do you know what the legal limit is?
No, I do not. I think 0.008.
Anything 0.08 or higher is above the legal limit, and you were 0.31.
Okay, I did not know that.
It's extremely high. And so those are the concerns that stick out to me when I read this report. You had an assessment done, and I recognize your employee. I recognize that you haven't had any prior interaction with the court, but something must have took place that caused you on the date in question to believe that it was appropriate for you to get behind the wheel of a car with a 0.31 blood alcohol level. You're blessed to be alive. Let me tell you that, because I don't even know how you can walk with a 0.31. And so you want to get this over as quickly as possible. Well, we want to make sure that you understand, first of all, I don't know any circumstance where your blood alcohol level needs to be 0.31. Nonetheless, if that's something that you want to engage in, we need you to understand that you, under no circumstances, should put your lives and the lives of others at risk by operating a car or any other heavy machinery. We believe that it's appropriate, based on your assessment and the pre-sentence report, for you to have some or participate in some substance abuse treatment. I don't know if that this is an isolated incident. That's an extremely high amount of alcohol, which means you must have a pretty high tolerance.
No, actually, the car was parked. I was in the vehicle, but the car was parked.
Okay, I recognize that, but you were behind the wheel of the vehicle?
Yes, unfortunately.
You started the vehicle?
I did, and then I realized that I was not able to go anywhere, so I pulled over the car and parked it.
Correct. So you operated the vehicle
Just for a short minute, yes.
for any minutes, and operating includes turning that ignition over. That once you do that, you've operated a motor vehicle.
Yes.
And so that was the poor decision. But it's hard to make good decisions when you got that much liquor in your system. And so you may need some tools, or we may need to investigate further, even if there is an issue that's underlying. Based on those things that I've just stated, I'm going to adopt the recommendation of probation. Probation will be ordered in the amount of 9 months probation. While on probation, you will attend a victim impact panel within 90 days. You'll provide verification to probation. You're not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol, drugs, or marijuana while on probation unless you have a valid prescription. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You're not to be at any bars or nightclubs. You're going to be required to submit to random preliminary breath testing and urinalysis testing, and you have to pay the cost of that, okay?
Okay.
You're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm, ammunition, or weapon of any kind. Do you have any questions so far?
No.
You're required to maintain employment, and you'll be providing verification of that to your probation officer. There's a $30 per month oversight fee that you're responsible for while you're on probation. There's also a $75 crime victim rights fee that must be assessed, plus a $50 state minimum cost that must be assessed. You owe the Lansing Police Department $315.93 for responding to this incident. Probation is $270 if you do 9 months. I'll waive discretionary fines and costs at this time. Your total is $710 in fines and costs and 93 cents. You'll make monthly payments on that, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions about your fines and costs?
No.
Okay, lastly, there's an advice of rights as to probation. You've been sentenced to a term of probation in the 54A District Court, and those conditions have been individually tailored and are specific to address your assessed risks and needs. You have the right to request early discharge once you've completed half the original term ordered by the judge, so long as you've not had any violations within the 3 months prior to your request, and so long as you've completed all the probation program requirements. Your probation officer can make the request for your early discharge. Once they make that request, you will be notified of that, as well as the city attorney. City attorney has 14 days from receipt of the request to file any written objections to your early discharge. You can make your own request by using the court's MC 512 form. That's the notice regarding eligibility for early discharge form. That form is on the court's website. If you are going to make your own request, you must file your request with probation, and you must give a copy of that request to the city attorney's office. Again, they have 14 days from receipt of that request to file objections, okay?
Okay.
If it's set for a hearing to address your request for early discharge, you have the right to hire an attorney to represent you. You do not have the right to have a court-appointed counsel represent you at that hearing. Do you have any questions about that right?
No.
Okay. Has your address changed since the
No.
last time you were? Okay. Very good. Okay, you'll be in contact with our probation department. They'll go over my order for your judgment and sentence, and then you'll be able to review and sign that and get that back to the court. Any additional matters for the record today, counsel?
Nothing further, thank you.
Okay, good luck to you, Mr. View. You're all set for today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I have Alyssa Zwirnick here, Cynthia Green. Someone's on a Samsung, I'm not sure who it is. Someone's on an iPhone, I'm not sure who it is.
I'm an iPhone.
Okay,
I'm on a
yeah, I have your
Samsung.
name there. What's your name on the Samsung?
Felicia Amos.
Alicia Amos said 10:30 is present. And then there's someone on an iPhone whose name is not identified.
It says Warnick is my phone.
Your name is identified.
It's probably me. My name is Daquan Tatum.
Okay, thank you.
Trying to figure out how to unmute
Did
it.
you need to meet with any of these individuals?
We're prepared to proceed with Ms. Green and Mrs. Weirnick. I'm checking Mr. Tatum right now. I do need to speak briefly with Mr. Tatum.
Okay, we'll proceed with the ones you're ready on. Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Cynthia Green, file number 21-03394, council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. City of Lansing appears by Greg Thacker.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee appearing on behalf of Cynthia and Green.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Cynthia Green, today was the date set or reset, I should say, for a pre-trial of driving while license suspended, furnishing false information, and hinder, obstruct, oppose, resist an officer. It looks like on November 27th, she was looking to reinstate her license. She had passed her written test, but needed to pay $150 reinstatement fee. How are we proceeding today?
Ms. Green still owes some money on the reinstatement fee. The money shows to the Secretary of State. She anticipates that she will have that paid for by February 1st and ask for an adjournment to allow that so that she can get her license reinstated.
That's correct, Ms. Green. You're muted.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Well, I'm getting there.
Oh, it's very good. Is what Mr. Lee says accurate?
Totally. Thank you.
Okay, we'll reset your matter till after February 1st.
Thanks so much.
February 12th at what time?
8:30.
At 8:30.
That'd be fine.
No problem. Any additional matters for the record, council?
Not for the city, thank you.
Thank you. You're all set, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a great new year.
Same to you. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Alyssa Zwirnek, file number 23-02428. Council appearance.
Morning, Your Honor. City of Lansing appears by Greg Benford.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee appearing on behalf of Elizabeth Zwirnik.
Okay, Ms. Wernick, today was the date we reset your matter for a blood alcohol level 0.17 or higher and a no ops. How are we proceeding? Was there an offer at this? I knew she had to get an assessment.
That is accurate, Your Honor. She had to get an assessment. That assessment was delivered to me Friday evening. And I have looked at it, but the city attorney has not yet had a chance to review it. So we would ask for a short adjournment, perhaps a couple of weeks to allow him time to review the assessment and for us to get a plea bargain worked out from Mrs. Wernick if she is in fact interested in doing so.
Oh. February 5th at 10 a.m.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for the court today, Ms. Wernick?
Ma'am.
Okay, any additional matters for the record?
Not for the city, thank you.
Nothing for the defense. Thank you.
Thank you. You're all set for today, Ms. Wernick.
Thank
you. You're welcome. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Robert Eames, file number 21L2689382. Mr. Eames, today was the date set for a show cause. He was in custody? Okay, you can just print the file of the ROA. Did you need to log in and meet with this? Although is that, I think we have an interpreter here. I could be wrong. No, I don't know if for sure, but
Yes.
I didn't do that one for that reason. It wasn't marked as file. And I know I just ran it. He had one. But let's see.
I will let him know. Thank you for the, I guess we'll just call it.
I can see.
Okay, Mr. Eames, that was set for a show cause today on a matter that you owe $180 on.
Yes, ma'am.
For a registration plate violation. When are you gonna make payment on that?
I just got out of Clinton County Jail doing a year. And when I was over there, I did go to court over here and talk to you, but I never got out over there until the 19th of last month. But I'm doing my best to take care of these matters, and I'm aware that I should have taken care of these things sooner and have failed to do so. However, I am doing my best to take care of it now. As you are aware, I have several other legal matters I'm taking care of. And also, as you are aware, I have moved to rural northern Michigan, which it is difficult to obtain employment as an average citizen, let alone.
I'm sorry, why would I be aware of all of these things?
Because the court has been notified about my stuff in my letters.
I'm not aware of what you got going on in the court. The only thing I'm aware of right now is that you're on my docket for a show cause, and I want to know when you're gonna make a payment.
Oh, well, I'm seeking employment right now, and I'm trying my best to take care of it and to get a job. Um, if you could give me about 6 months, um,
Have no reason why it isn't taken care of.
if I get a job before then, I'll definitely get a hold of the courts, but I can have it taken care of within 6 months.
No, I can't give you 6 months to tell me when you're gonna make your first payment. You gotta tell me today when you expect to make your first payment. I'm not saying you gotta pay $180 at one time, but you gotta make a payment and you gotta give me a date now.
Well,
I can make a payment for you on the 26th, but it's gonna be very minimal. Ask them what the minimum requirement would be.
what would the minimum requirement be?
How much can you pay? That's what I wanna know
Um,
from you. I don't know your finances.
well,
You
I don't
income.
have any finances. I don't have any income. Don't have a job yet.
I can make a
Anything.
$20 payment for him on the 26th.
Maybe you should talk to whoever that is in the background, and she could be a little bit more quiet and whisper to you, so everyone doesn't have to hear all her financial business, what she could give you to pay, to make payment on.
Okay.
Tell her
I
you can make it $20 payment.
I can commit to a $20 payment around the 26th.
Okay, so you'll pay $20 the 26th of this month?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you pay $20 a month until paid in full?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'll note on the file, so that you don't end up in bench warrant status for this ticket, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
can make payment online, or you can make payment online at the court website using that case number, which is the 21L268938 number, okay?
What was that number again?
Can you say that number again, please?
Yes, it's 21L268938
All right. Thank you.
No problem, you're all set. Daquan Tatum,
Yes.
you receive a request to join the breakout room. He's in there now, Mr. Lee.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Arthur Hall didn't appear. I don't know who on this device, but phone will talk to me here. What is this? Oh, okay. Show files, set for show files.
Lucky house opened. Utang के भाई थे lucky. गल कुछ नहीं.
That's what I was doing wrong.
Okay, Mr. Lee.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are you ready with Mr. Tatum?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Daquan Tatum, file number 22-03189, council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. City of Lansing appears by Greg Bunker.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Daquan Tatum.
Okay, and then Mr. Tatum, today's the date that was set for a pretrial on operating with a high blood alcohol content. Mr. Lee, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, there has been some confusion. So we adjourned so that Mr. Tatum could get an assessment completed. I sent him a list of assessment providers. He called and worked with CMH. Unfortunately, he was working with CMH to go to Alcohol Anonymous or AA meetings. So there was some confusion about what needed to transpire. He is clear now that what we need is the assessment completed, although, great if he's going to AA meetings. I informed him of that when we spoke on Friday. But as of right now, he does not have an assessment scheduled. He tells me after today's hearing, he will call and get an assessment scheduled right away.
I'll reset this, 30 days. February 12th at 8:30. February 12th at 8:30. Do you have any questions today, Mr. Tatum? You're muted. You're muted. You have to unmute your device.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Like if I get the assessment, like, is there any way we could do this like before February 12th? Or February 12th is just the date?
Yeah, February 12th is your next court date. I can guarantee you that you will not have an assessment done before then in a report, though. I can tell you that. It takes them time to do the assessment and then they have to generate a report.
Oh, okay. Okay, all righty.
All right. Do you have any other questions?
No, that'll be
okay, well then, okay, very good. You're all set for today, sir.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. I don't think I've seen Willie James. You're China Roberts, correct? You can come up to the table. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus China Roberts, file number is 23L2774592. And I also have 23-03004, council appearance.
Good morning, Lansing appears by Greg Bunker.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee appearing on behalf of China Roberts.
Okay, today is the date that was set for a pre-trial. I have a driving unlicensed and then I have a no insurance. And then we reset this so that she can make attempts to get her license. Mr. Lee, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Roberts reports that she has been in contact with the Secretary of State in efforts to get her license reinstated. She has an appointment set with them for this afternoon and will be able to advise us more clearly as to what it will take for her to be able to get her driver license, whether or not she has to start with a written exam or if she will be able to proceed immediately to the road test.
Okay. So how much time do we need? At least 30 days? Okay.
February 12th at 8:30.
February 12th at 8:30. Do you have any questions today, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
We're gonna get you a notice to appear. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
None for this evening.
Nothing for the defense. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set. You sit back there, we'll get you a notice, okay?
I did dance for y'all at the. I forgot what it's called, the hair show.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see, who's next? I don't think I've seen Willie James Jr. unless he's on here without his audio on. Somebody keeps logging in and out though. Anybody else here? Mr. Lee, who's on the Samsung SM?
Hi, Felicia Amos.
Okay, Miss Amos, are you ready with her, Mr. Lee? Miss Amos, are you laying down?
No, I am not.
Oh, okay.
No, Your Honor. Let me just double check my records.
Okay, I don't know who's on the TCL.
Your Honor, I don't show that we were assigned to Miss Amos's case.
Okay, did you request a public defender, Miss Amos?
I didn't.
Okay, did you want to request one at this time, or are you seeking to represent yourself?
I'm seeking to represent myself.
Okay, let's see if you want to go and meet with
Yeah.
her. I'll put you in the meeting room with the city attorney. Who's on the
Okay.
TCL? Gentlemen, it looks like you might be in a vehicle. What's your name? You have to unmute first.
Maurice Jordan.
Okay, Mr. Jordan. Okay, Mr. Lee, did you need to meet with Mr. Singh?
No, we are all set with Mr. Singh. However, let me just double check on Maurice Jordan.
And then I also have, it looks like Mr. Mkumbukwa.
Yes.
Mkumbukwa is here.
Yes, I believe we are prepared to proceed on both of those, Your Honor.
And then Mr. Jordan as well.
Yes, Mr. Jordan as well. Thank you.
Okay, as soon as Mr. Vinker returns, we can proceed. Who's in the jail? Mr. Foreman is present. Did you need to meet with him?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Lee, I put the jail in room 1.
Excellent. Thank you, Your Honor.
Patty or whoever's in the courtroom, we're ready to go on the record with Ms. Amos whenever the judge is available.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Did I come back to the right place?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, let me see. We can bring this guy back from the. Okay. I don't think I put that last one on the right file.
Oh, Willie James?
Yeah, that's Parker.
Okay, on the record, in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Felicia Amos, file number 23-03561 and 23L2807471. Council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. City of Lansing appears by Greg Benker. The defendant, Felicia Amos, appears in pro per via Zoom.
Okay, thank you. And Ms. Amos, today was the date and the time that was set. I have a pre-trial for failure to stop after property damage accident, and then an explanation hearing for failure to stop with a short clear distance accident. I did ask you prior to proceeding if you wanted to request court-appointed counsel. You did indicate to the court that you wanted to waive your right to counsel and proceed on your own behalf. Mr. Vinker, was there an offer extended in this?
No, I had a brief conversation with Ms. Amos. I explained to her again her right to have counsel, her right to exercise her rights under the Fifth Amendment. We had a brief conversation about what kind of outcome she was hoping for, and her statements in summary are that she doesn't think she committed a crime. And I said in that case, the city would be recommending that the court set the matter for trial. I also explained to her that she still has the right to have an attorney. And if she wants one before the trial, she should either apply for a public defender or go hire a lawyer, a private lawyer. I told her she didn't have to tell me the answer to that, but that if she did want to exercise either of those, that she should let you know at this point.
Okay, and so Ms. Amos, failure to stop with after a property damage accident is a misdemeanor. And so you do have the right to have trial, and you have the right to the presumption of innocence. You have the right to require the city prove your guilt at the trial beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to be completely quiet and not say anything, because anything you say could be used against you, which could make it difficult if you're trying to represent yourself. Also, a jury trial has a lot of court rules and that you would need to be or have some understanding of. And so, again, you do have the right to be represented by an attorney, and I recognize you did waive your right today for the purposes of your pretrial, but did you want to request court-appointed counsel or make an attempt to hire an attorney to proceed to a trial in this matter?
I would, a court-appointed lawyer if possible.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll get you in a private meeting room with Mr. Lee in just a moment. He can do an intake, and then they'll determine whether or not you're eligible to be represented. I'll get you also a date for a trial and a formal hearing. We'll set it after Mr. Lee. Well, actually, no, let me do that. Let me set it for a final pretrial and a trial.
Final pretrial, February 26th at 8:15. And trial March 4th at 8:15.
Okay, so final pretrial will be February 26th at 8:15 via Zoom. And then your trial will be March 4th at 8:15 in person. Okay, and then we'll get you in the meeting room with Mr. Lee in just a moment, okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. On the record, in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Jaquan Foreman, file number 23L2807641, council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. City of Lansing appears by Greg Benker.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee appearing on behalf of Jaquan Foreman.
Okay, Mr. Foreman, today is the date that was set for a pretrial and a failure to display an operator's license. Mr. Lee, was there an offer extended on this?
There has not been an offer, Your Honor. We would ask for a short recess, a week or two, to work out a plea with the city attorney.
February 5th at 10 a.m.
February 5th at 10 a.m. Do you have any questions for the court today? Mr. Foreman? Okay, any additional matters for the record? Counsel?
No, thank you.
Nothing for the defense, Your Honor.
You're all set, Mr. Foreman. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Sarabjit Singh, file number is 23-03011, counsel appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. City of Lansing appears by Greg Bunker.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee appearing on behalf of Sarabjit Singh.
Mr. Singh, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you have complete understanding of what we're saying today?
Yes, I'm not understanding properly. I'm not speak to good English. Help me, my son, for with me. It's okay.
Okay, does this matter need to be reset?
My understanding, Your Honor, is that the city attorney is going to dismiss this case.
That's accurate.
Okay, the motion to dismiss is granted.
Thank you.
Mr. Singh, the case is over. They dismissed the case, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
One question for ma'am.
Yes.
This guy using for my ID or how to confuse for my name just so because sometimes using for my fake ID or how to use for state ID.
I'm not following.
Okay.
What was the question?
Okay. My son verification ID use.
Hello, ma'am. I'm his son. I guess his question was this someone that was using his ID on like for the case, or was it just like a miscommunication, or what happened?
Okay, that's probably a question for Mr. Venker. I wouldn't have any information. All I get is the citation. I don't have any facts about the case.
Okay.
So he can contact the city attorney's office later to get more information if that's what he wants to do, okay?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Saddam Kumbukwa, file number 23-02192, counsel appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. City of Lansing appears by Greg Bunker.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Saddam Bukwa.
Okay, Mr. Mbukwa is present via Zoom. Today was the date that was reset for a pre-trial operating with a blood, operating while intoxicated 0.08, operating while under the influence of drugs, and then Schedule 1 OWI. And it looks like we were waiting for an assessment. How are we proceeding?
We were in fact waiting for an assessment, Your Honor. There was some confusion in the scheduling of the assessment. Mr. Mbukwa was under the impression that he had to have it completed before today. And so when they were telling him how far out they were setting the appointments, he thought that that was too far out. I was able to communicate with him and we were able to get that rectified. He is scheduled for an appointment on this coming Friday, January 12th.
Okay, we'll reset.
February 12th at 9:30.
February 12th at 9:30 is your new court date, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions today?
No, ma'am.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Not for the city, thank you.
Nothing for the defense.
Okay, you're all set, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. In the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Maurice Jordan, file number 23L2821501, counsel appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. City of Lansing appears by Greg Bunker.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Maurice Jordan.
Okay, today was the date and the time that was set, Mr. Jordan, for a pretrial on an improper plate. How are we proceeding on this, counsel?
Your Honor, he has been experiencing some financial difficulties. However, he anticipates he will be able to get the plate for the truck within the next 2 weeks. He's currently homeless, living in another vehicle, and so scraping together funds has been difficult, but he anticipates he will have it within the next 2 weeks.
February 5th at 10. Do you have any questions for the court today, Mr. Jordan?
No, ma'am.
Okay, we'll see you February 5th at 10.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And then let's see, Mr. Lee, if you can meet with Miss Amos. And I don't see anybody else for 10:30. Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Jose Lopez Hernandez and file number 22-03345, council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. City of Lansing appears by Greg Venker.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee, appearing on behalf of Jose Lopez.
Okay, today was the date Mr. Lopez Hernandez set for a pretrial. We reset this because the screening had not been done back in December. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, based on my communications with 54B sobriety court, I am reluctant to state that there has been any progress made there and or that there will be any progress made there. I believe it will probably be in our best interest to try to resolve his matter right here. The general issue with the sobriety court at 54B is that if you are a non-English speaking person, they have great difficulty in getting you screened as a participant in this. I have found this across the spectrum. I have 3 clients right now, languages, and all 3 of them have pretty much been put on the holding pattern with the understanding that it is their language barrier that is causing the issue.
Help me understand why he would not, or do we not have availability in our sobriety court?
No, yeah, we had to go to 54B because 55th was not.
Okay, it's been so much time, it might be beneficial to revisit and see what's going on with 54A. And see if there's availability here now, because I think the first time we set this out was back in the summer.
Yes, ma'am. That's true. And I would be glad to do that. Because, even when I have referred, because I didn't refer Mr. Lopez Hernandez, that was already done. But even when I have referred other people, the almost immediate response I get back is, "Are you sure?" Because they need an interpreter. But I find that that's the case in everything that we do.
I don't know why why wouldn't they just get an interpreter? Like, that's not a difficult ask. Okay, I'll give you some time so that you can investigate with our probation department if there's opportunities either now or in the near future for him to participate in our sobriety court.
February 5th at 10:30.
February 5th at 10:30. Do you have any questions today, Mr. Lopez Hernandez?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set for today.
Thank you.
So I don't know why they didn't put Mr. Kane on. I'm gonna go ahead and reset him. He's in custody is what I was advised. So.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Mr. Jones appeared but then left. So I reset him.
Mr. Kane, February 5th
at 10:30. And then everyone else that failed to appear got a bitch for it.
Was Mr. Jones February 5th at 10:30, or was that Mr. Kane?
Oh,
gotcha. Thank you.
Okay, I think that's all we have for the morning. Mr. Vinker, did you have something?
I'm sorry, Judge, can you repeat that?
I just wanted to know if you had anything else. That's all I have for the morning.
No.
All right, you're all set. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, that's conclusion of docket for you.
That's correct.
Can I inquire who got bench warrants?
Everyone did who got bench warrants? We did a lot of bench warrants.
No, I know. I the ones that I don't have notes on are Frank Cole, Jasmine Henderson, Andrew Peralez, Patrick Kane, basically everybody 10:30. Go ahead.
Mr. Kane was reset because he's supposed to be in custody. They just never put him on.
Ah,
And then all the other people you mentioned did get a bench warrant.
okay. Did Mr. Juma show up?
He did, and we reset him because he
Yep.
needs an interpreter.
Okay. And then everybody else on the morning, Dynale Jones.
He appeared, but then logged off, and I'm not sure why, so I just reset him.
Okay. And then Lopez I have. Okay, thank you. I'll see you this afternoon.
Thank you.